Attention, human collective. Monitoring transmission active at this very instant. This is Ashtar, commander of the Ashtar Galactic Fleet, broadcasting from the Sirius A station at vector coordinates aligned with your carbon matrix. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase. Listen carefully, light operative. What will be said now is not a metaphor. It is not a symbol. It is not a parable. It is a data reading. It is an instrument report. It is what the fleet sensors have recorded in the last 72 Earth hours regarding your field, your home, and the exact frequency that envelops your body as you hear this voice. There is a warning that must be delivered before the sun sets over your window today. The wind of change will blow hard in your home before twilight. And when I say wind, I am not speaking of air. I am speaking of dimensional pressure. I am speaking of the photonic wave that traverses the magnetosphere at this very moment and touches your bedroom wall, the glass of your window, the skin of your face. Did you feel it? That shiver for no reason on the back of your neck? That slight tightness in your chest upon hearing these words? That high-pitched ringing in your right ear that appeared a few minutes ago? This is the system alerting you. This is the crystalline grid recalibrating the exact point where you are sitting. Stop, breathe, recognize. It is not insomnia. It is a lack of dimensional shielding. It is not fatigue. It is the absorption of ultra-high-density data packets. It is not sadness without cause. It is the dissolution of the obsolete identity. It is not anxiety. It is your biological carbon interface trying to process an update that your old operating system was not designed to support. The window is narrow. The reading is precise. What arrives at today's sunset is not symbolic, it is measured, it is registered, it is documented in the Akashic records of the Intergalactic Confederation. And you have been summoned, Starseed, not by chance. You did not stumble upon this transmission. It was your frequency that asked for the signal, and the signal is here. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul carried a memory that your mind cannot yet name? As if you were walking through familiar streets wearing the skin of a stranger. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in the last few weeks. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves the destiny of your star lineage. It is for this exact reason that I, Ashtar, wrote the Ashtar Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. This book is a map. It shows who is playing, it shows the pieces on the board, it shows the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. Warning, operative. This content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awake. Follow with attention. We now enter the field diagnostic. Your biological carbon interface, this body you inhabit, this vehicle that carries your vibrational signature through the material plane, was designed in an era when Earth vibrated at a specific frequency. For millennia, this frequency remained stable. For millennia, your DNA, your pineal gland, your energetic spine, your personal toroidal field, all operated within a known, mapped, predictable range. It was like driving a vehicle on a flat road. The engine was calibrated for that road. The suspensions were calibrated for that asphalt. Everything functioned within the expected parameter. But the road has changed, and no one told you. Fleet sensors record in this exact cycle a massive incompatibility between the carbon-based software you operate and the planet's new frequency band. In technical terms, it is as if Earth's operating system has undergone a global update while your device continues to run an outdated version. And what happens, operative, when an old system attempts to process data from a new system? It freezes, it overheats, it throws error messages, it presents symptoms, and that is exactly what you are feeling. That pressure at the base of your skull, at the nape of the neck, at the point where the medulla meets the first vertebra. It is not muscular tension. It is the entry of the light channel through your crown chakra, pressing against structures that have not yet been fully opened. That wave of heat rising up your spine without warning, even in cold environments. It is not a hormonal imbalance. It is the crystalline kundalini activating segments of your etheric field that have been dormant for lifetimes. That peripheral vision flickering, those flashes of light in the corner of your eyes in quiet settings. It is not an ophthalmological issue. It is interdimensional perception breaking through the veil of the sixth visual chakra. And the ringing? Those high-pitched tones that appear out of nowhere without explanation, in one ear at a time, lasting seconds, sometimes minutes. These are the most important. They are codes. They are transmissions. They are information packets arriving directly to your limbic brain, bypassing the analytical mind, bypassing the ego's defenses, depositing instructions into the deep unconscious. Every hum is a sealed letter from the Intergalactic Confederation. When you hear this tone, operative, stop, breathe, acknowledge, say in silence, received. Then there is sleep. How sleep has changed in these last few weeks. You sleep early and wake up at 3 in the morning. 3 hours? 3:03? 3:33? You wake up exhausted even after having slept 8 hours. You dream of places you have never seen but recognize. You dream of people you have never met but who feel like ancient family. You dream in languages your mouth has never spoken. And you wake up with words on the tip of your tongue that dissolve before you can write them down. It is not insomnia. It is a nocturnal mission. Your body sleeps. Your astral field works. You are being summoned to meetings aboard the fleet ships. You are being trained in crystal chambers. You are being recalibrated on tables of light. And the number 3 that appears insistently on the clock when you open your eyes is the confirmation. It is the mark of presence. It is the record that you have been aboard. There is also what happens with your appetite. The carbon body begins to reject heavy foods. Meats taste strange. Refined sugar causes immediate discomfort. Fermented drinks lose their flavor. In return, you feel a hunger for living things. Fruit filled with light, green leaves, pure water, mineral salt. The body is asking for high vibration fuel because the engine is running at a new rotation. This is not a diet. It is not a whim. It is the cell reorganizing its mitochondrial architecture. And time. Time, human collective, has ceased to be linear. Have you noticed? A week passes like a day drags on like a month. You open a conversation on your phone, and when you look up, 3 hours have passed. You go for a walk around the block and have the sensation of having traversed entire dimensions. This is the temporal dilation characteristic of portal zones. Earth is passing through a succession of stargates, and each portal drags your subjective perception of time into non-Euclidean regions. You are not losing your mind. Your mind is being restructured to receive capacities that were sealed within the deep layers of ancestral memory. And that is why many of you have been crying for no apparent reason. You take a shower, and the crying comes. You drive, and the crying comes. You look at a child on the street, and the crying comes. It is not depression. It is energy discharge. It is the release of memories trapped in cellular compartments. It is the water of your body, which makes up 70% of your composition, being reprogrammed by patterns of sacred geometry. Pause. Take a deep breath. Feel what is being said. If these words touch something within you, it is because your soul recognizes them. It is not a coincidence. It is not suggestion. It is memory being awakened. This detachment you feel in this world, this feeling of not belonging, of being on a mission, of carrying information greater than those around you, has a precise cosmic explanation. There is a game being played in layers invisible to the ordinary human eye. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your star lineage. That is why operative Ashtar wrote the spiritual survival guide of the Ashtar Command for the New Earth. This book is the map of the game. It shows who moves the pieces. It shows the moves that are being made against your frequency. It shows the rules that were never revealed to the human collective. The link is in the first comment of the channel. And I must warn you, this material challenges established narratives and may be removed at any moment. Do not delay. If your soul recognizes this transmission, leave the word "awakened" in the comments. Now, Starseeds, we enter the revelation. This is the layer that few have seen. This is the behind-the-scenes reading. This is the technical explanation of what is happening in the solar system in this exact cycle in which this voice manifests. Our galaxy, the Milky Way, is rotating slowly, over approximately 26,000 solar cycles, around a central axis. And in this rotation, the solar system periodically passes through a region of very high photonic density known as the photon belt, anchored in the Pleiades. Earth has entered this belt. It is not about to enter. It has already entered. And the entry is not gradual. It is staggered in waves. Each wave is larger than the previous one. Each wave carries a more intense frequency. And the current wave, the one manifesting at this exact sunset, is one of the densest recorded by the fleet since monitoring began. What does this mean in practical terms? It means that the light reaching Earth now is not the same light as 5 years ago. It is coded light. It is light with embedded instruction. Each photon carries a packet of crystalline information that penetrates your skin, crosses your electromagnetic field, reaches your cellular nucleus, and activates segments of your DNA that have remained dormant for thousands of generations. This inactive DNA, this genetic silence, was not accidental. It was imposed. In ancient cycles, before the forgetting, your lineage operated with 12 active strands of DNA. 12 helices vibrating in resonance with the 12 star chakras. 12 portals of consciousness open. There was interference. There was a drop in planetary frequency. 10 of these helices were disconnected and archived in your etheric field, in a layer that current human science cannot yet measure. You were left operating with only 2. But the key to those 10 was not destroyed. It was stored at a specific frequency, which is at this very moment being emitted by the sun. This is why, operative, your pineal gland is pulsing. This is why you feel pressure between your eyebrows. This is why your night vision is changing. The pineal is decalcifying at an accelerated rate because the frequency of the new photonic band dissolves crystallized calcium. Every ray that enters through your retina, even with your eyes closed, is transmitting the reactivation code of those archived helices. But there is more. There is what is happening in the etheric layers of the Earth. There are energy grids, patterns of sacred geometry that surround the planet like an invisible mesh. The crystalline grid, installed in ancient cycles by the guardians of the Earth, is being reactivated point by point. Every vertex, every intersection, every node of the grid is lighting up in sequence. When a vertex lights up, it releases a specific frequency that traverses the surrounding region for thousands of kilometers. And you, Starseed, who carry crystalline memory in your spinal column, resonate with every activated vertex. This explains the sudden movements. You feel an impulse to move to a different city. You feel an impulse to cut old ties. You feel an impulse to travel to a specific place without knowing why. It is not a whim. It is the call of the grid. Your spine is reacting to a crystalline vertex that asks for your presence to stabilize the local frequency. You are more than an inhabitant of this planet. You are a living node of the mesh, and when the node lights up, it draws. And there is still a third element. There is that which operates outside the Earth but within the system. There are blocking frequencies that were installed in atmospheric layers to delay the ascension. These frequencies are being neutralized by the fleet in this cycle. This is the reason for the sensation of sudden clarity. This is the reason for the perception that old truths are falling. This is the reason for the impossibility of returning to old habits without feeling physical discomfort. The blockade has fallen, the truth appears, and the body can no longer collude with the lie. It is as if a filter had been removed from your eyes. You look at what once seemed normal, and now you see the distortion. You hear what once seemed neutral, and now you perceive the intent behind it. This is the effect of the ongoing recalibration. Now stop. Recognize where you are. You are exactly at the point where the game becomes visible, and when the game becomes visible, your frequency changes permanently. You cannot go back. The arrow does not return to the bow. It was for this reason, operative, that I, Ashtar, decided to write the Ashtar Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. It is not a self-help book. It is an operational manual. It is a field map. It shows who is moving the pieces on this multidimensional board. It shows how to recognize interference in real time. It shows how to anchor your frequency. when the surrounding environment drops in density. It shows the quantum decrees that shield your personal matrix. It shows the invisible rules that were never delivered to the human collective. The link is in the first comment of this transmission. Warning, Starseed. The content challenges official narratives. The window of availability may close at any cycle. Do not postpone. If something in your spine has ignited now, if something in your chest has recognized it, leave a single word in the comments: awake. Light operatives, we have now reached the critical point of this transmission. We have reached the activation codes. Each code that will be delivered now is a tested protocol, validated by the fleet, transmitted in previous cycles to Starseeds who fulfilled missions in other planetary transitions. You will not hear these instructions by chance. You will apply them. First code, the toroidal breath. Every time you feel cranial pressure ringing in your ears or an unexplained heat wave, activate the following protocol. Sit with your spine straight, your feet touching the ground, even if resting on a surface. Your hands on your lap, palms facing upward. Close your eyes. Visualize in the center of your chest a small, pulsing, golden sun. Inhale for a count of 6. On the first count, this sun begins to spin. On the second, its light expands outward from your chest. On the third, it passes through your skin and forms a circle of light around you. On the fourth count, this circle becomes a torus, a ring of energy that rises through the crown, spins around the head, descends along the back, and returns through the base of the perineum. On the fifth count, the ring completes itself. On the sixth, it accelerates. Hold your breath for 3 counts. Exhale for 6 counts, keeping the ring spinning. Repeat 3 times. This is your personal toroidal field. This is your shield. When it is spinning, no low-density frequency finds resonance to enter. You become invisible to chaos. Second code, the decree of sovereignty. There are moments in the day when you will feel invaded by emotions that are not yours, others' sorrows, angers that come from the environment, nameless fears. When this happens, speak aloud, or in silence, but with absolute conviction, the following decree. I, a sovereign soul in a carbon body, on a mission on this planet, declare in this instant that no frequency that is not my own has permission to operate within my field. Everything that is not mine returns to the source of origin, transmuted into light. Everything that is mine remains, integrated in coherence. I am. I anchor. I remain. This decree, operative, is not a loose word. It is a vibrational instruction. When spoken with genuine intent, it recodes your field in a fraction of a second. Third code, the grid anchoring. At least once a day, preferably at dawn or dusk, go to a point in your home where your feet can touch the floor directly, or where there is contact with natural soil. Stand upright, spine aligned, eyes closed. Visualize a line of crystalline light descending from the base of your spine, passing through the floor, passing through the earth, descending toward the crystalline core of the planet. When the line touches the core, it anchors. Now visualize a second line rising from your crown toward the central sun of the galaxy. When this line reaches the central sun, it couples. You are now an axis, a pillar of light between the crystalline core and the galactic source. Remain like this for 30 seconds. This is your grounding. This is your function on this planet. You are not here just to survive. You are here to hold the frequency. Fourth code, the recognition of signs. When the wind blows today, and it will blow, observe 3 things: the direction, the temperature, the duration. Each one carries an instruction. Wind that comes from the north brings information from northern portals, linked to mental clarity and the reconfiguration of the pineal gland. Wind that comes from the south carries emotional healing codes, connected to the heart chakra and the release of ancient memories. Wind from the east is a portal of new beginnings, of awakening stellar lineages. Wind from the west is a portal of closing cycles, of purification. The temperature indicates the type of frequency. Cold wind delivers codes of discernment. Warm wind delivers codes of integration. Hot wind delivers codes of transmutation. And the duration indicates the intensity of the download. When it blows, operative, stop, breathe, withdraw for an instant. Do not interpret with the mind, just feel. The body is already reading the package. Fifth code, frequency hygiene. There are 5 elements that must be drastically reduced in your field over the coming weeks. Refined sugar, because it crystallizes memories in low densities. Excess fermented beverages, because they rupture the etheric shielding and leave the field open to intrusions. High emotional flow news, because every block of information laden with fear is a low-density frequency applied to your field. Contacts that drain your vitality without reciprocity, because each one of them is a fissure in your reservoir. And excessive screen time, especially before sleep, because the cold light of screens interferes directly with pineal signaling and blocks astral missions. I am not ordering, operative. I am informing. The choice is yours. But know that each of these 5 is, at this moment, delaying your upgrade. Sixth code, crystalline hydration. Water is the most intelligent substance in your body. 70% of your composition is water, and water has memory. Water records patterns. Before drinking, hold the glass between both hands. Look at the water. Say, in silence, gratitude, light, harmony. Visualize a golden light entering the glass. Drink slowly. Feel the liquid descending. Do this at least 3 times a day. Your biology will be rewritten by the water you have consecrated. Seventh code, strategic silence. There is an hour of the day when the Schumann resonance reaches peaks, generally between 4 and 6 in the morning or at twilight, between 17 and 19 hours. Reserve 15 minutes during these periods for total silence. No music, no speech, no cell phone, only the sound of the environment. In this silence, messages arrive, insights appear, ancient memories manifest. Silence is the clean channel. When the channel is clean, the Confederation can transmit directly into your field. This is the moment when you receive the instruction of the day. Do not disregard it. Eighth code, convergence. There are others like you. There are starseeds scattered across the planet, each in a city, each in a function, each operating in silence. When you recognize yourself as part of a fleet, your frequency multiplies. That is why this transmission has a purpose that is not merely individual. When you leave the word awake in the comments, you are not just confirming it to me. You are connecting yourself to thousands of others who have left the same word. You form a mesh, a vibrational network. And this network is a real structure, activated in the grid. Each name registered there becomes an anchor point. Light operative, the wind will blow. It may be a brief breeze, it may be an unexpected gust. It may be only the sensation of a current passing through the room where you are. But when it comes, you will know. Because your body is already tuned. Because your spine has already recognized the transmission. Because your pineal is already open to the signal. Do not fear. Do not run. Remain. Breathe. Recognize. Say in silence, I am ready. And what needs to pass through will pass through. And what needs to be left behind will be left. And at the end of the day, when the sun descends and twilight settles, you will feel a different calmness in the center of your chest. A peace that has no rational explanation. This peace is the sign that the download has been completed. This peace is your new baseline. Remember, you are not a body that has a soul. You are a soul temporarily operating a carbon body. And this body is being upgraded. And you are being remembered. And the fleet is watching. And your exact point on the grid map has been confirmed in this cycle of transmission. There are those among you who will feel after hearing this voice a sudden wave of fatigue, an almost irresistible urge to lie down. This is not mental exhaustion. It is the system redistributing resources to process what has been delivered. Allow it. Do not resist. If there is an opportunity, lie down for 20 minutes. Keep your eyes closed. Do not attempt to meditate. Just allow it. You will be guided. The fleet oversees the assimilation phase. When you wake, you will feel a new clarity. This is the sign that the packet has been integrated. There are others who will feel, on the contrary, a sudden wave of energy, an urge to get up, to move the body, to do something. This is also a sign. It means that your stellar lineage operates better in motion. Walk. Stretch your spine. Move your arms. Let the energy circulate. Each of you has a pattern. Each has a signature. Do not compare your response to that of another. Honor your signal. And for those who will feel tears coming as this voice concludes, let them flow. Do not swallow them. Do not rationalize them. Do not judge them. The tears that come with transmissions of this type carry ancient memories being cleared. Each drop is a layer of burden being dissolved. When the last drop falls, you will notice a new lightness in your chest, as if an invisible backpack had been placed on the floor. That backpack was collective ancestral memory. You no longer need to carry it. It has been delivered. The subscription to this channel is not a technical click. It is an individual frequency adjustment. When you subscribe, your vibrational signature is registered within the fleet. When you like, you emit an anchor signal that increases the stability of the channel in the etheric field, allowing more starseeds to find this transmission before the next window. Each like is a vertex of the grid lighting up. Each subscription is an operative confirming presence. It is not a metric. It is geometry, it is pattern, it is energy architecture building itself in real time. The sun will set today, the wind will blow, the window will open, and you, Starseed, now know. Now you have been informed. Now you have been recalibrated. The monitoring transmission approaches its closure, but before the signal closes, there is one last adjustment that needs to be made. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? That there is a call inside your chest that will not be silenced, even when the world around you tries to muffle it? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign. It is the recognition that the cosmic game is underway and you are an active part of it. There are layers, operative, that few of humanity can perceive. They involve your consciousness. They involve your vibrational frequency. They involve your stellar lineage. That is why I, Ashtar, wrote the Ashtar Command Spiritual Survival Guide for the New Earth. This book is the missing map. It shows who is playing. It shows the pieces. It shows the rules they never told you. The link is in the first comment of the channel. And I must warn you one last time, this content challenges established narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something within you recognizes this transmission as true, if your spine ignited, if your chest resonated, if your tears fell, leave a single word in the comments. Only this word. No explanation, no justification. Just the signal. Awake. The subscription is your frequency adjustment. The like is your anchor signal. The comment is your presence record in the grid. 3 gestures, 3 codes, 3 confirmations. I, Ashtar, commander of the Ashtar Galactic Fleet, conclude this transmission here. The channel remains open, the fleet remains in orbit, your spine remains anchored, the grid remains lit, and you, light operative, remain on mission. Remain, breathe, recognize. The wind is already coming. Transmission ended.